house instead.
Oh, you're
Okay, thank
recording
you.
it. Okay.
Why are you recording it?
So we can preserve it because this is,
Posterity.
we
Oh,
want to know everything Jay ever said.
oh.
Yeah, you don't really want that.
We gotta have
So
some kind of blackmail thing, you know?
when we lived in Sacramento, we would go to Pleasanton to visit mom and dad when Artie was still a kid there. And we had Jennifer and Jason, and they were just little tots.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got ready to leave one time, mom pulled me to the side and she said, I've raised my family, now you raise yours. That was her way of letting me know that um, she wasn't her she wasn't our babysitter, and we couldn't come back and live in her house.
Right. Well, I'm
Well,
actually
Jay and
really,
Maureen, I mean, Chad and
oh,
Cynthia did.
I'm really grateful that my daughter Abigail and her husband and baby live at my mom's house right now because she
Yeah.
lives 25 minutes away and she really needs somebody there. And
Oh,
so
good.
that's,
Yeah.
she's the person who always needs people around her. And she would be so lonely without my dad if they weren't there. So
Well, that's good. I mean,
I'm
that
really
works out.
grateful for that setup.
Yeah, that works out really well.
Yeah.
So, Kamillia, we don't see you and your microphone is muted. I don't know if you can hear us.
In fact, I think I'll go bang in the basement a little bit. Hey,
Oh,
Chad's here.
Chad's coming
I
on.
gotta say hi to Chad.
Cheryl, how was, sorry the BYU lost the volleyball game yesterday, but otherwise, how was the trip down?
Oh, it was so much fun. I was so grateful for Artie getting sick. Poor
I
Artie.
know. I should get sick more. I'll get sick more often so Cheryl's happy.
Well, you have to coordinate it with my sister being in town. So my sister was in town just for 2 days because of dental work. She got a coupon from my mom for dental work that costs less than in Texas. So she's been coming here because
Really?
there's an
Oh,
airline that's just like $50 a shot or something like that from where
Wow.
she lives to Provo. And so she was here for 3 days and already happened to buy the ticket for the the game when she was here. And I didn't realize she was going to be here then because she was leaving Sunday morning and I thought she was leaving Saturday afternoon. And so anyway, so she took Artie's ticket when he got sick, and it was just a blast to go and do that with my sister. That was really fun.
Yeah,
We painted
sounds
little
cool.
Y's on our faces and everything.
You were
In
oh,
fact,
trying to
there was
be
a
wise.
lineup in the girls' bathroom, a little lineup. I did three other people's
Was there
faces.
makeup in the bathroom?
Well, I had my face paint.
Oh, you brought it with you.
Yeah. People lining up to get their Y's on their
You
faces.
should have charged ten
No,
bucks a
it was
shot or
just fun.
something.
It was just fun. And I
Well,
yelled, and I was really kind of glad that it didn't go all 5 games because I
got
was
your
quite
money.
When
done.
I did that with Chad, I got a sore bottom sitting on that bench.
Oh, well, I have a lot more fat than you do.
hello, Nancy.
I got a good cushion
You,
back there.
you
You
said it,
want to just
not
so you're
me.
just gonna
I can't. It says that your meeting number is invalid.
Oh, that's so funny. Maybe I can
huh?
help you.
Well,
Um,
I go to join and
mhm.
I put in the ID and I put it in about 5 times and Dennis has looked at the number and
I'll just send it to you.
Why does she need an
I'll
ID?
just text
I
it
didn't
to
need
you.
an ID.
But Camille's
It does too.
calling
That's what
again.
I keep thinking is she doesn't need
I
it.
will text it to you, okay, Nancy?
okay.
Okay.
I do not know what's happening, and Camellia is calling again.
Well, she's on the. Well, she's on.
No, but
You
I
did.
can no longer. I can you hear me? Yes.
Yes,
I can no longer see the Zoom screen that well. Can you see me now?
we just see your name on the screen. Your video is not going, but somewhere there's an echo. Why is there?
Okay,
Feedback.
so if I hit video, I'm gonna hit video back here.
I'm gonna try to work on
Okay,
Nancy.
that didn't work.
Okay, go.
Shall I go back and sign in again?
I don't know for sure.
I just sent a request for you to
Maybe I'll just listen.
unmute. There should be a little sign on yours that says unmute.
I've taken off the mute, but I cannot find where I should hit for so you can see me. I could see you. Anyway, okay.
Hi.
Oh, that's really bad feedback.
Hang up. Cheryl. Anyway, I know that Mary Beth called and she's trying to help Marcielle get on. I don't know why people are having trouble. For people that at work, it seems like people just click and they get on, and some people, I don't know what's happening because I don't know.
I think anybody who's older than me can't do it.
Is that it? So even though Mary
that's
Beth is younger than you, since she's at Marcielle's, she can't do it.
Yeah, but Marcielle's there too.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't have any agenda for anything here today. I just thought it would be fun to get on and say hi to people. I hope Marcielle and Kamillia.
What's all the yawning, Larita?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Are you home, Larita? Or are you still up in Smithfield?
No, we got home about 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we came home about, yeah, I think 4:30, something like that.
Did they get any snow up there, or was it just rain?
Just rain.
Okay.
Yep, just rain, nothing else. It was nice though. It was actually 50 degrees, I think, when we left. Is that right, Bryce? Way too warm.
Yeah, warmer there than here.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know why I'm so tired.
It'll be warm for a few days and it's going to get cold again.
Yep.
Well, we see Kamillia, but again, she's muted. Cheryl pushed the ask to unmute button. Call Nancy. She was just going to listen in on via the phone, but Cheryl's walking away with my phone. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Chad, you're saying something?
Did you get a lot of rain up in Brigham?
Yeah, I think I looked on the weather thing. I think it said we got 1.5 inches.
Wow.
I don't know if it's really that much. Okay, Nancy.
You want to mute because I'm gonna get ice.
I've got you on speakerphone, so hopefully you can hear the people on Zoom. And Cheryl said she's gonna go try to send you something, but we're not sure what's happening on your end.
Larita, did you find anything else? Did you get any additional information about Kevin?
Well, no. Well, kind of. You guys don't know what's going on with Kevin, I'm sure. Nope. He's been caught up in this, what is it called, Bryce? DEI. The DEI thing that President Trump is. Yeah. So somebody or somehow he's anyway, he's part of this whole thing that Trump's doing right now, where he's put all these people on notice, administrative leave, basically. They get these threatening emails telling them that they have to quit or they have to, I don't know. What are they doing, Bryce? That's so stupid.
Quit or get fired?
That's not DEI.
No, this is not DEI.
No, this is administrative.
He's one of 50 people in the Department of Education out of 4,000 that Trump has targeted, that the Trump administration has targeted. And I think he thinks it's because he's been on a few panels. He's never worked directly with DEI, but he's been invited as a speaker a lot for AI and DEI. He's the Teach for America program has used him as a resource a lot. Anyway, he's locked out of all of his accounts. He can't get into anything to even accept the fact that he'll take the 8-month what is it called?
Severance pay?
Yeah. Well, no, it's not even a severance pay.
Okay.
It's he gets paid for 8 months and then they'll decide whether they'll fire him or not. But then through that whole 8 months, he can't have a job unless he just quits. So if he just quits, that's fine. You know, he can do that. But anyway, it's a mess. It's just an absolute terrifying just mess. It's just really awful. And the emails are just, they're not kind. They're pretty They're awful.
I've read them.
You've read the emails he's been getting?
Some
Yeah,
emails.
the emails have been posted on some of the websites, and they just let people know that you have an option. You can either come in and work full time in your office instead of working at home, or you can quit. And if you choose to quit, we'll give you 8 months severance pay. Well, they don't call it severance pay, but you do get 8 months pay. But as far as the Department of Education goes, if he's in any way affiliated with the Department of Education, then he probably won't have a job there, because Trump is probably going to just get rid of the Department of Education, lock, stock, and barrel.
He can try. It's going to take him some time, though. I mean, he according to Kevin, I know nothing. I'm speaking only through Kevin and Bryce, because he and Bryce talk a lot, and I'm not the. Anyway, he's in a very uncertain spot, and a very, but he has a lot of friends. He's meeting with a bunch of people tomorrow night. I mean, there's people on his side as far as getting another job. Obviously, everybody says, you're toast as far as, the Department of Education goes. You don't have any way. I mean, he might get paid for 8 months, but even that's uncertain. Because they can at some point just say, you're fired, never mind, we're done paying you. And he
Nancy,
can't even
can you
get
hear
in.
this?
He can't even get into
it, but I don't know how they can do that when they told them they could have 8 months.
Well, they can fire him. That's how. They can just decide they're going to fire him, but they've locked him out, so he can't accept the 8 months. He can't get into any accounts. He's even been to Human Resources, and Human Resources can't get into these counts. He can't even get in to accept anything. So he's still very vulnerable, because he can't even accept the what is it, Bryce? He can't even accept their terms. He's just stuck. But he's still getting paid right now, as far as he knows. That could end, but I think they have to let him know if they fire him, but he can't get into his emails to see if he's been fired. So
Mary Beth, we see you, but I don't hear you.
We can't hear you, but we can see you. No, Mary Beth,
I don't see her.
There you are.
We still don't hear you, Mary Beth.
Oh, there's Mary Beth.
If you read the article on the Washington Post, Kevin was part of the article.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me now. Good. Okay.
Yes.
So we're all together now.
Yes, and Kamillia, your microphone is still muted. You could call on the phone, and I could add you to just a phone call, and you could hear. That's what Nancy's doing. Nancy's on audio of my phone, so she can chime in, but we can't see her. I don't know why she's having trouble with Zoom. There's Marcielle. Hi, Marcielle.
Hi.
Hi, Marcielle.
Well, I can't tell who everybody is.
Is the light too bright?
Who am I seeing?
Here.
I'm Jaye.
I'm Annette.
Who's this over here, Mary Beth?
This is Jaye.
Oh, hi, Jaye.
This is Nancy. This is Arden. That's you.
Oh, there. Hi, me.
Put that down. That's probably too bright.
That's why I got on my computer instead of my phone, so I could.
Oh, and that's
see
Annette
better.
talking.
So there.
So whenever somebody's
what happened?
Whenever somebody's talking, they'll be up here.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't have a whole lot to say.
That's unusual.
Oh, that can't be true.
Not very likely.
Can't be true.
Not very likely, they said.
Just tell us what you ate for breakfast, Marcielle.
What was that?
What'd you eat for breakfast?
What did you eat for breakfast?
Oh, that's a problem, because I'm supposed to take a pill for my diabetes a half hour before I have breakfast. But then problem is, I don't usually have breakfast.
Well, I take the pill anyway.
Well, I do.
I would think anyway.
Okay, let's try lunch. What did you eat for lunch?
You had cheese and.
Well,
nuts.
let's see.
I was supposed to bring her dinner, but I was doing this instead. So
Yeah,
she's chicken and
all of her kids.
potatoes and stuff.
All of her kids are over at her house having dinner, and she was going to bring me some, but actually, sometime or other. But it wasn't
Mom,
lunchtime.
sit back and relax.
What did I have? You don't really want to know.
I do.
You
I
do?
want to know. Did you have a grilled cheese sandwich?
Right here.
No, I didn't have any.
Turn it
What?
this way so you can see
Which
their
way?
faces. Flip it this way so you can see their faces.
Faces,
Turn it
faces.
this way.
Which way?
Turn it like
Still
this so
figuring
you
it
can
out.
see their faces.
Oh, well,
Same
I
way.
Mary Beth.
guess
Hi, Mary
that's
Beth.
Annette. I had some wonderful soup, just wonderful. I brought it home from a restaurant that
Zupas.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Zupa's. It was Harley and Burke's or
Oh.
whatever that is. It's over in the valley in Eden. This place we go sometimes, and I guess I should look here instead of the TV.
Let's turn on the TV.
Marcielle, you're kind of like videoing with Molly Eve, Marissa's daughter. The camera is like all over the place.
Well, I was rocking here. I'm not. Why is all those ABCs up there?
It's a formula.
Anyway, was it poblano? Was that what that was?
So Jay, I'm gonna cut over to Jay now. Jay, are you moving down here or something? What was it that you're doing?
We're going to move into Annette and Lynn's basement, probably in September. And we have to stay with our lease until it's expired up here in Meridian. So we'll do that. If we could get out of that, we would, but we really can't get out of that. So we're locked in until September, and then we'll move back down to Lehigh and live with Annette and Lynn, or at least beneath them, which I suppose is appropriate. And that's
There's two bedrooms. There's two bedrooms down there, and Cynthia and I are thinking of moving into the other one.
yeah.
We'll just make a party of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's I can't talk.
You're moving into what, Chad?
He's going to move into the other bedroom in your
Yeah,
basement.
he's also gonna give his house to Peter and Brittany for their wedding. That's really kind.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's so
You can have
generous.
Tucker's room. He'll be gone, Chad.
Who will be gone?
Tucker.
Tucker will be gone.
I don't want to live upstairs. I want to live downstairs by Jay.
Well, thanks.
Well, I wish the
What kind of a
feelings were
swap was
mutual.
that?
You'll have to arm wrestle me for it.
Well,
And-
where's,
All right, you're both
where's-
out.
where's Kamillia?
Well, she's here, but she's muted, and so she's not saying anything. I don't know
Well,
how to tell her how to
Where's her
unmute her.
face? Where's her
I bet
face?
she can hear us.
Her
Can you
face isn't there either. It's just her name and a red line across her microphone. So I don't know how to help her. Somehow she needs to turn on her video and turn on her video and microphone.
Kamillia, if you can hear us, this is what you do. You say, "Hey Siri, turn on my microphone."
Yeah,
might
that's
work.
a good idea.
That
Might
might help.
Or you can call my phone and then we will you can just listen in. So
Who knows when? What's his name?
in fact, Nancy, you don't have an iPhone, do you, Nancy?
No, I
Ezra.
You have to go to
Or
Zoom
ask when
meeting.
Peter's getting there too.
What was the question?
Well, we do Zoom meetings with our family every other week,
Okay.
every other Sunday.
All right.
And I'm just wondering if my Zoom thinks that I should be doing my own Zoom meeting instead of going to yours. But I go to meetings, so I don't understand why it's not working.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun to listen to you guys talk and laugh. So
Nancy, are you getting a lot of rain up there in
Oh, that's me.
land?
we did have some quite a bit of rain for about a day and a half, and then we've had a little bit of snow, but not as much as we need to have. So
Well, we've had a little bit of snow here this year, but not as much as we need to have.
We almost had a little bit of snow. We didn't quite
How
make
do
it
you
there.
almost do that? I don't understand that
You
process.
know, I don't know what a
We had
little
a
bit of
little bit of
snow
snow.
is, but we were just under that.
We had a little bit of snow earlier in the week.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Isn't that a
actually
thing where
did.
we
I
can
think we
raise
might
our
have got
hands and
3/4 of
stuff?
an inch.
Well, I have new glasses on. I want you all to look at my new glasses. They cost me for $450.
Yeah, I
Wow.
saw those. I
Your
noticed
your
those right
your
away.
light behind your face is making it really hard to see
Yeah.
your
So,
face.
tell Mary Beth, turn that light off. Oh, that's much better.
Oh wow, there you are.
Oh, and there you are.
Oh, you're wearing
Well,
glasses.
yes, I have new glasses, but I need to get them adjusted because they go down on my nose.
Now,
Well, I'll tell you,
Annette, did you say something about selling your house in Mona? Did you still have a house in Mona? What was that?
Well, we're in the process of trying to, it's called, what's it called, Lynn? It's called, anyway, they've put down money and they have X number of months to come up with the rest of the money, find financing. And if they don't, then they lose the money, the 10,000 that they'll put down.
Ouch.
We actually proposed this to them in August because they're a nice couple and we'd love to help them out and help them get into a home. So we went down, it was Friday night. I was quite disappointed because they had not really made any noticeable effort to improve well, they made a couple of mistakes trying to improve their credit rating and stuff, but they hadn't found a finance company or anything. So really, I would like it to be done sooner than later, but yeah, it was kind of sad. I like that home in Mona.
Yeah.
I like that kitchen in Mona. A lot of things I liked about Mona. Only the carpet I would have gotten rid of and made a little addition. Probably wouldn't even do that now. I'd get me another goat and some chickens and improve that garden. But anyway, yeah, so we're kind of in the processing of attempting to sell the house. If
and
it
to
falls
think,
through, then we're $10,000 richer, and I'll feel really sorry for them because I won't want them to have to forfeit that money.
and
But
to think that
they're getting a good deal,
something,
and we're getting a pretty good deal, and so it seems to be Christopher's kind of walking us through this.
and to think, that Cynthia and I once thought of moving to Mona
I
because I
would go
had
there
3
again if you
siblings
would, and
there.
maybe Lynn would too. It's just too far for the kids.
No, my 3 siblings, they all abandoned, the dream.
Yeah, we were going to leave anyway.
It's like your kids never stop being the major
For 25 years.
component of your life.
How long do you listen, let's tell the
The only
truth
way
here.
to go,
The truth is,
your own life is to go on a mission, and then you don't have your own life either. But they understand why you're gone.
the truth is that if we had moved to Mona, you would have all left even earlier.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I've
You didn't
forgiven
know
you
the
for
truth.
selling Dodie for such a small amount. I think about it every once in a while. We'll never have another Dodie. She was so good.
So he
So,
was a good goat.
Marcielle, how's John doing?
John, well, it's a predicament for him. He's dating Leslie, the girl that broke his heart right after his mission. And it's his kids. Of course, his kids are struggling with him. He started dating pretty quickly, but it was easy to do because they're on your phones. There's so many single women out there, and so he and her name is Leslie, and Vicky was jealous of Leslie, and it was a big thing for the kids. And now, Dad, how can you do that? Mom wouldn't like that.
Oh my word.
So it's a real struggle. He can't take her home to, to his house. So he spends all his time at her house. When he gets off work, that's where he goes. He just hates to go home. Just hates it.
Yeah. Where does she live? There in the Ogden Pleasant View area?
No, she lives in North Ogden.
Okay.
She inherited a tiny house
Oh,
in
my.
huh?
That's
in
cool.
an older neighborhood.
Remember Leslie? Yeah, I don't either. So hey, so is she married? So did she have children? Was she married? And
Yes, she's divorced for
She was
just
married for 30 years.
yeah, and she's been divorced for a year, and she has grown kids. Her son just left on a mission 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know where he's serving, but she has 3 daughters, and then she has a sister who is what shall I say?
A little bit mentally.
Well, she's handicapped,
Oh.
and she lives in a home. And Leslie goes and gets her one day a week or evening, and takes her to a show or to dinner or something.
That's nice.
Yeah, so she is responsible for that girl, and she has 2 daughters, grown daughters that are still living with her. So it's kind of a big deal. But I asked John, I said, well, how do you feel about the handicapped girl that she's taking care of? And he says, oh, it's no problem. But I don't know what's going to happen with all of this. Sabrina, his only daughter, lives down in Provo or Orem.
Yeah.
And she works and goes to school, and she won't have anything to do with him.
That's too bad.
Well, it is. He was going down, I think, once a week, and taking her to dinner, but now she has excuses, and
she's angry with him. She's for dating her.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the Leslie thing that's bothering. His oldest son, Austin and Brooke have no problem. So I hope that they can bring the rest of the kids, in line. And
You ought to just go to Las Vegas and just elope.
That's what I keep telling Peter.
oh yeah, when is Peter getting married?
Yeah. We need to know. Artie, you sent a message about whether we could go to the reception or something. I lost it. Anyway, what was the message for? And the answer is yes, but I'd like to know what I'm saying yes to.
We were asking if you'd give your house to Peter as a wedding present. And
as long as I can have that bedroom.
Then he has to pay the taxes, Artie. He doesn't want it. He'd have to pay the taxes.
As long as he doesn't have any mortgage, taxes are paid.
No, you have a house.
We were asking about if you were coming to the wedding breakfast, luncheon, something.
And the ceiling. That's what we're asking too.
Oh, you were asking about the ceiling?
That's the one we have to have the numbers for.
Oh, I thought you wanted numbers for the luncheon thing.
Yeah, but the ceiling.
But the ceiling was
obviously you guys have something to work out there. And Ezra, when is Ezra getting married?
I believe it's the 26th. It's on a Thursday, the 26th of May.
Oh, May.
Maybe the 29th, but it's a Thursday.
So Peter's is just at the end of the month, February 22nd, Saratoga Springs Temple, and then somewhere around Highland or somewhere
Saratoga
is where
Springs?
What?
Well, Saratoga Springs is pretty easy for us.
February 22nd.
So we're going to have the reception at your house, Annette, because it's right there.
Okay, I'll have the backyard ready. Trampoline will be up, and we'll be going.
We'll be gone too.
No, it's in Cedar Hills, the The reception.
The reception's in Cedar Hills. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is somewhere down there.
The 22nd. What time?
Well, I think the ceiling's at 1:00.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
I think that's what he said.
wow,
Saratoga.
that's a later time of. I've never been to a temple wedding at 1 p.m.
It's sad. I'll double check.
We'll make sure we get you all the right information.
Yeah, just
Probably
send
the
out
only
the
time for
information
it
one more time.
And
Do you
don't
need-
lose it, Chad.
It's
Oh,
on
no,
it.
no.
It's
Do you need an RSVP on any of it?
Well, yeah. Especially
Is it only for aunts and uncles, or is it for cousins too? Who's invited?
well, everybody's invited to the reception.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
limited seating in the ceiling,
Yeah,
and
And
the
the
dinner
luncheon-
is
the luncheon is just for limited seating too.
yeah,
Saratoga
it's
has a
probably
really
limited
big
to
seating room.
because there's lots of cousins.
Yeah.
It's a really big seating room.
Okay, Cheryl, put Cynthia and I down for the event.
Okay, and you don't know when Ezra's day is for sure?
Let me look at my calendar. I'm pretty sure it's the 26th, and he's getting married about 1:00 or something like that.
That's a Monday. Most temples are closed on Mondays. I don't know.
It's a Monday.
Yeah. May if it's in May.
We hold a sacrament meeting in the sealing room in Saratoga Springs.
What?
where are you, Mary Beth? I don't see you. I hear your voice.
He's right beside me.
Oh,
I'm
there's
kind of like me being over here.
And
Okay.
Where is Ezra getting married?
In the Ogden Temple, because Danny's marrying them.
But are you extending that broadly to the family, Nancy, or are there just not enough
I
seats?
don't know what the limitations are. I'm not in the loop, but I don't know what the limitations are in the seating room. I will ask Linnea what the deal is. He's getting married on the 29th.
Yeah,
of
I was
May.
gonna say that Ogden Temple's closed on Mondays, so.
The 29th of what?
May.
Oh, well. I can't see looking that far in advance.
Oh, I think I forgot to do this.
I think the reception
Who's over
is
here in that square?
I think the reception
Is
is
anybody
in
here?
Cache Valley afterwards.
Did you say Cache Valley?
Yeah, she's from Cache Valley.
Oh, okay.
It's close
Very
by.
good.
Hey, Lynn, we see you.
I saw somebody, but I sure didn't know who it was.
That was Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Hey, what's the news on Terry and Carolyn?
I haven't heard anything.
Called them for a few days, but she seemed to be responding, and the UTI wasn't as much of a concern as something else was. I should call him today. Can't remember what the new concern was.
Well, is she home?
I don't know. She wasn't when I last talked to him.
So
Well,
she came home for a small window of time, and then they took her back out because of the
Just
UTI or something?
only a day. It probably wasn't even a full day that she was home before they discovered so the day we saw her, and I reported that she looked weak and hadn't eaten much. She didn't look great, but she was home. And then the next morning they took her into the hospital. She's at St. Mark's, I believe, this time. So that was 2 or 3 days ago that I called him.
I might call her tomorrow if I don't end up in some doctor's office or hospital or something.
Annette,
That's going to be a habit.
Huh?
Annette, the septic, her going septic was, I think, the big worry, at least in my mind.
Oh yeah,
We saw her.
so close.
We saw them a week ago. Then you saw them on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Did they taking care of the septic problem?
Septic, so she was back in the hospital quickly. They got her on antibiotics. She seemed to be responding, but I can't remember what the other problem was. I put it in the thread. but they were still concerned about things. You know, this is a sad scenario, as you mentioned earlier, a few days ago or something, Chad. It's just, you know, but Lynn's mother came out of no broken bones, but out of being septic and lived quite a few more years.
Well,
and
wasn't Bruce septic? Some
he may have been
a few years
with his
ago.
kidney problems.
Yeah, he was,
I thought so.
and he came out of it. But she's 91 years old, and when you're 91 years old and you've
Tell me about it.
recently
You're not
fallen and
91, Marcielle.
broken bones,
I'm 45.
things don't look good.
I do know that. Yeah, you don't get over things as quickly. I just was in the hospital for 12 hours. Did you guys know that? Did we say?
Well, I
What was
did.
going on?
Huh?
What was the problem?
Well, I was dizzy, and I got Mary Beth to take me to a clinic nearby. I've been there a few times. They know me. And they decided my blood pressure was real high and I was dizzy and I did not have a UTI, which I thought I would have, but I didn't. But she was deciding that I was a stroke. That she was looking at me as a stroke, so she called the ambulance, and that's the only time I've ever been in an ambulance. Boy, what a ride! Wow, it's a truck. It's terrible. But so so I arrived at the hospital, possible stroke. So in that case, they look at you pretty quick. But they looked at me all day long. The blood pressure was really high, and I wasn't dizzy anymore, but I had two CT scans, CAT scans of my head,
and an MRI,
and an MRI, which I thought, this is really interesting. Who figured this thing out? Really noisy, but I have had a stroke. There's an old stroke in my head. And I've got some arteries in my head, the back of my head, that it's the same problem with those as my legs and my heart, but they don't put stents in your brain. So I'm just
she's a time bomb.
Whatever.
You didn't have a stroke of genius?
I never did have one of those.
Well, that's what's in your head and express itself.
Well, I think you guys, in spite of yourselves, are wonderful. Just wonderful people.
What do you mean, despite ourselves?
You know how long it's been since anybody said I was wonderful?
You are wonderful. You're all of your.
It's been. I tell you, it's been at least 3 or 4 hours, easily.
Yeah, you're all delightful in your own special way. So
we have older siblings guiding us, showing us the way.
Oh, you bet. Oh, well.
My mom is wonderful.
You know, I've thought a lot about that. That's why
is wonderful.
That's why the younger children in our family are so wise. It's because of the nurture and nature and all of it of our older siblings. We learned from your experiences.
I see that.
Especially the
mistakes.
I want to know if you all had nicknames when you were kids. Did Dad give you nicknames?
Well, I had nicknames.
What was it?
Georgie Porgy.
Let's see. It's Georgie Porgy?
Georgie Porgy, pudding pie, kissed the girls and made them cry.
No why.
Okay.
I remember when you did that, Jaye.
I did.
It's not a fable. That's the real thing.
So, Chad, what was your nickname?
Do you remember, Larita?
Chadwick.
No, Chadwick. Yeah, it was Chadwick.
Marty, do you remember any? Yours or Larita's or mine?
I didn't have one.
Nope. I was just Artie.
I was just Larita.
I
You were
had
Rita.
two. Dad
Rita,
named
Larita.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Dad
Sometimes Dad
named
called you Rita.
Yeah,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
Rita.
Yeah, maybe, but not very often.
Right.
Dad called you
and
Reed.
Nancy was Nanny Gay.
Bryce calls me
Nanny Gay.
Reed.
Dad called me Paddlefoot.
Wow.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, really?
And what was the other one?
Paddlefoot.
I thought that there was another one too, because I didn't like oatmeal, and so he called me. Well, by golly, it slipped my mind, but Paddlefoot's
That's
good
what he
enough.
called you?
Marcielle, weren't you called Marcielle?
I don't know. Maybe by somebody. I don't know.
I had a nickname. It was Kamillia, Marcielle, Nancy, Annette, Larita. That was my nickname.
Yeah. We all had a version of that.
No, right?
Sometimes I called Larita Tortilla.
Oh, that's true. You did.
Huh.
Which never quite rhymed. I was trying to make it rhyme, but it didn't.
Oh, I know what the other name was. Sour meal.
Really?
Both of my nicknames are really complimentary. Sour meal and Paddlefoot.
Oh, it's Kamillia.
I don't know.
Kamillia, can she hear?
We hope she can hear. She's there, but she's not.
She hasn't hung up on us.
That's true. So she probably can hear us, but she can't talk to us.
Isn't that a wonderful trait? I can only hear, but I cannot talk.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Yeah, what a blessing.
Matthew and his family were just with her overnight Friday. They're on a cruise. They took their kids on a cruise for Christmas, and these two grandsons of mine that you don't know that are in Chile on missions, and that John had that mission many years ago. Whoopsie. They're cousins, and Jared's boy wants to serve with Matthew's boy, and so the mission president asked Chandler, how would you feel about serving with Anders, and maybe they'll get together. Well, they have seen each other, but maybe they will serve together. And that two Barney elders.
So the mission president knows their cousins.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does. In fact, when Anders arrived, Chandler only has 7 months left. Anders is new in the mission, and he had a terrible time when he got to Chile. He had a companion that would well, he just wasn't nice. He wouldn't speak to him. And Anders was about to come home, and the president sent Chandler to spend a day with him.
Oh.
And that seemed to help him out. He's doing well.
Wow.
So that's, that's in my life.
That is fascinating, actually.
Sort of.
Hey, Annette. Annette.
Yeah.
I really like your earring, but most of the time we see your ear and your earring, but not your face.
That's because I'm doing family search work while I'm listening. I'm looking at my other screen right here.
Whoa, what happened there? Whoa.
This is my family search stuff that I'm working on. So, I can hear just fine.
Okay, listen, I got an email from Family History, and this is what it said. It said, "We have found an ancestor of yours who is ready for an ordinance."
You're kidding.
It turned out to be the Elizabeth Compton's,
like third cousin or something.
Elizabeth Compton's brother's sons or something. It was for a sealing to a parent, and one was a sealing to sealing. But then I remember Nancy saying that she doesn't trust those emails that we get from Family History, saying they found somebody who needs a relative that needs the work done. And so now, if Nancy's still there, I would like to know if I could follow up on that. And if I did, how would I follow up on it?
Well, you would click on it and you would see if there's any more information that they would like to have on that person. And you can check and see if the sources are correct, and right off the bat, they're wrong. Because we do not know. There are people in our family, and maybe not in our family, who are determined to claim they know who her husband was. But the only way to find out, and maybe someone has, is to go to England, see if you can get into some of the old records and possibly find out who her husband was, because she had 3 children in a workhouse, and all of those children, there's no father. They're labeled as illegitimate children.
Well, were they? I mean, how would we know if they were or weren't?
That's the same Elizabeth.
What? That is a good question, but the place of where she lived is the same, and so, and the dates would fit her and her children. So the assumption is by some that she came from a wealthy branch of the Compton family, but that they lost their inheritance. And so therefore she had to go live in a workhouse where they used them as harlots for any of the men. I know that not Cynthia, Lily thought she found her, and that she had been married to a butler. And to know that that's really true, then Grandpa's birth date has to be the exact birth date that's in the workhouse. And I have not been able to find the source that Lily had. So anyway, you can do it, and it'll all get straightened out somewhere along the line, but I doubt that it's really her husband and really her family. But it's possible that somebody over in England has been able to find records showing her family or something, telling why she's in the workhouse. There's just so much information that you need that is not available.
And none of that information is on family history to, somebody saying, I went there, I found out, and here's all the information.
Is that Kamillia down there?
No,
What's that?
Annette.
No, I'm sorry.
As far as you know, Nancy, nobody's done that research.
No, and I went to the library in Salt Lake, and we looked at somebody had connected her to one person. She lived in the workhouse. She was in Leicester, and they had her married to a man that lived 70 miles away. And he said, that's not possible. At that time, if they didn't live within the same,
it doesn't show.
the same, what is the church is called, in the same area that church was at.
Parish.
And the same parish. The likelihood of going more than 30, 35 miles to find a husband or a wife is would be very unusual. Yeah. And so he was pretty sure that the person that they had connected her with at that time, and that was a couple of years ago, was not really her husband. But to go in and to erase all that, and then to have someone else
that's Kamillia.
It's
Kamillia. Larita.
Well, okay.
I mean, you can do it.
Who's this one?
Because somebody's connected
Annette.
somebody to her,
Oh, she's
and
there,
you can see from her. But
Nancy, well, I've got you. So if I go back and I say to myself, Chad, have all the ordinances been done for all of your grandmothers and grandfathers and their children?
That's as far as it goes.
Going back as far as we can go back. What is the probability that we have what we call in Hawaii pukas? We have some holes, some incompletes, some people who are direct lines of you and I, who haven't been sealed to their parents somewhere back there or so forth. Has somebody, have we just exhausted all of that and we're sure that as far back as we can go, grandmas and grandpas have all been done as well as their children?
I doubt it, but I think it does get tricky when you use the Compton line because we don't know where the Compton line goes. So the other day, Dennis found a Compton. It didn't show that Compton was directly related to me, but it could have been. Anyway, so I doubt it. It does get harder, and the way to resolve that is to, of course, for family history to put more information, get more records and to find links that connect. But in New England, where most of our Chandler and our Hovey and our Webster and that line were from, just going back there and trying to find records would be what would be possible. But we find holes every once in a while, and we find things that have been done wrong, and like someone having, well, Dennis helped me with one the other night, and the last name was so similar that it was hard to recognize that these were two different families and not the same, but they had all been combined into one family with two husbands, and things were just not matching. But that, and so then I was able to find a whole family that the work had not been done because they had been combined with the wrong family. So that kind of stuff comes up quite a bit. And if you do go over to England on those family lines that we do know, it's a mess. And I have to get better at it because I did go to, I think it was a Chandler, and they had the husband and wife from about the same area, but then they had children born 150 miles away and children born 70 miles away. And so they were not the right children with the right family. And I just gave up and said, we need the millennium.
We did a sealing yesterday, Cynthia and I, that we know is correct.
Good.
It was her aunt. Yeah, her aunt, right. Her aunt asked her to do the work for her after she passed away, which was only 6 months ago, and her uncle Terry. So we did that work yesterday morning, and that was really and that was nice, unusually kind of nice moment for that part of the family. And I imagine that Roland was probably there participating because, he died 3 weeks ago or whatever it was. It was all very nice. So I'm not going to worry about that one. I know we got it right.
Good job.
Okay.
Well, and we make mistakes, and you do the work, and it will be straightened out in the millennium, but we're just doing our best with the information that we have. Sometimes if you look to see on some of the names that are on our family site, you might find that it will say you're not related to them, or anyway, but sometimes the relationship is greater with Dennis than it is with me, but he has so many names, he says, you take that one.
You're very
Nancy,
generous.
that now we can do those names as we come across that they come out a little bit, that we're not as restricted on not doing them if they are not in our, I think this is a new thing that's come out.
What's your question, Annette?
Yeah.
I somehow think I've heard that we can do those little tangents off our line. Like you come across and you're going the husband, the wife. Oh, but you're not related to the wife, but you are the husband. So, but you can do those now without.
Yeah, you can. You can't keep following the line that you're not related to. You can't keep following it. But if you look at his siblings or her siblings, you might find where somebody else married someone that you're related to in that family. And so you can continue to do that work. And there's a new thing. There's a guy in the temple here. He calls me his temple cousin. I think I'm related to half of the people that work in the temple. But because we've got barbers, we've got childs, we've got chandlers and different people like that that are in the temple. And I'll say, so where is your family from? Utah. There's a good chance. But anyway.
Wait, hey, hang on. I'm going to interrupt just a sec. My daughter, Amber, wants to say hello.
Hi, Amber.
Hi.
Artie, put the camera on Amber so we can see her. That's not her.
It is. My hair looks really dark right now for some reason.
No, that's
Amber's a ripe old age of 15 now.
Yep.
Oh, is it really her?
And she's got a dozen boys hanging on her shoestrings or wherever, however they do that.
Shoestrings?
Shoestrings.
You have Amber ways.
You just tell those boys that you have an Uncle Jay and an Uncle Chad, and we want to talk to them.
Oh, okay.
And you have an Uncle Dennis, and he has a gun.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, I'll let him know.
More than one gun.
So there is a place, Annette, that this temple cousin, he's our 9th cousin. He's 9 generations back. Anyway, there's a place on Family Search where you can go and it will show you names that you are supposedly related to whose work hasn't been done. And he comes to the temple. Are you listening? He comes to the temple with like 50 names to get sealed and the work done. And I haven't figured out where he's going and how to check it out. But he and Sister Barbara, who we're also related to, both are doing that and have found that site.
Well, we have a guy we work with on Family Search, an elder child, and we're definitely related to him. We haven't forgotten him. He lives in Kingsville or Layton.
Your afternoon.
And he lives right there by the school that we have pictures on Family Search about and different things. We're
you're gonna lock me in.
Remember how? I guess we should check genealogy sometime.
Hey, I'm gonna need to go, so I just want to say goodbye and check out.
Where are you going?
Thank you, Jay.
When is it you guys are coming down?
Oh, but yeah, hang on. What about the family reunion? Did we get something reserved for July for that place by Marcielle?
Well, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to do that and when that's going to happen. But it looks like that's our best bet, is to use that same location right by Marcielle's place.
What place? Well, we haven't the same location as if we had done it before.
It was Vicky's funeral. It was Vicky's funeral. Just there by the church, Marcielle. Just the park and the Bowery there by the right, Jay?
Right. That's what we're looking at. That's what we want to reserve.
We've got 2 parks, but I'm not sure
which. By the church. It's just there by the red church.
Okay, across the street from the church.
Not across. It's right there in the parking lot.
What?
It's in the parking lot. It's right there in the parking lot of the red church.
The red church. Oh, the Bowery.
Right.
The Bowery, yeah.
So just for one day.
Well, Well, I depend on Sarah for things like that. But what, Mary Beth?
There's the plug for you.
Okay, yes.
And
thank you.
I love them.
She loves you. She's leaving. She's gonna.
Bye, Mary Beth.
Bye, Mary Beth.
We'll
we might want to use
on that when we have it. We just don't have we don't have things figured out quite yet. It's going to be in July. We're not sure which day in July that we're going to be meeting. We're not sure if it's going to be 1 day or 2 days, but it's not going to be camping. We don't want to do camping. We don't think most of you want to try and camp. So we're going to make it 1 or 2 days.
Beware,
And
Jay, of peach days and stuff like that. Some of those
Yeah.
holidays that are going on in July there in Pleasant View.
But
Peach
want to
Days
avoid
isn't until
those.
September.
can I
No,
have
not in
I have
not
the podium for a second?
in Pleasant View. It's before that. It's in July.
I guess I don't know about that.
Are you talking about Founders Day?
Oh, Founders Day. I got it.
It's in June, right around the 18th or so. But
it's not in June.
Yes, it is in June.
I wouldn't know.
Well, anyhow, we have one thing to consider. Nancy and Danny, Jackie.
You gotta go,
Jackie
Jay.
died, and they're having their burial up in Columbia Falls, Montana, and a sort of celebration of life that my kids want to go to. It's the 26th of July.
Wait, who is this?
Jackie Barney.
The 26th of when?
July.
That's my birthday.
July. Okay.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Thank you. Well, we still have to work out
if
the
we could-
details on this. We don't have the
Okay.
Let us
details yet.
know.
I just thought I'd bring that up because my Becky and Mary Beth they really want to go.
Everybody wants to go up there because it was my dad's, it was Uncle Theron's wife.
Yeah, it was Theron's wife. Theron is Ken's brother. And she almost got to be 90.
What a
Wow.
trick. All right,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to say goodbye, guys.
Bye, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Bye,
See you.
Jay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
So I
I'm
have
probably
a
gonna,
question.
Bye, Jay.
take off, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Good night, Jay. I
Larita,
have
you're
a
leaving?
question. I have a question for those. I have a question for those who are on Facebook. My kid said that there was a message from a Mary Lynn. It didn't
Yes.
have her last name, asking for help and finances for her because she needed to get back to Oregon.
It's our Mary Lynn. It's Afton's Mary Lynn. It
And
is Afton's Mary Lynn.
I think it was a
Okay.
I don't know if it was a GoFundMe or she was going to make a GoFundMe or something.
She's trying to move back to Oregon.
Where is she now?
She's in Tennessee.
Oh, well, why is she back
When
there?
did this happen?
I saw it. I believe it or not. I'm amazed I happened to see it. I was going to call Heidi and check on it, and I never did. And I forgot about it till Nancy just said it. But it is Mary Lynn. I'd have to get on my computer to get on Facebook. That's the only place I have Facebook is on my computer.
Lisa suggests that we talk to her before we donate to, and I haven't.
Oh,
Mary
Mary Lynn.
So
Yeah,
we're giving her money
I
for a
told my
car
kid-
repair and a couple of things, but
Mary
Lisa
Lynn's
kinda wants to
problems
get in
seem-
the loop about that.
Mary Lynn's problems never seem to end. I'm
They don't
sorry. I'm sorry for her, but I really don't think I have some money for her.
No, you shouldn't, Marcielle. No, that's not
I
something
thought-
you should give money for.
I need to
thought
give
if-
Artie
if it-
some money still.
Huh?
I need to give Artie some money still. He's broke. He needs our money.
No, enough people helped me pay for that Google account already. It's covered for this last year, so we're
I
good.
forgot all about that. That's something I can't keep on my brain. I forget to worry about that. One of those
Hey.
things that just runs away.
Nancy was trying to say something, I think. What were you saying, Nancy?
I just thought that if she really needed to get back to Oregon, that Tom would help her, but maybe he won't help her anymore. I don't know.
Tom comes, he's hot and cold on helping Mary Lynn. He usually sets parameters on her that are pretty hard. And then she gets frustrated with him. It's a very complicated relationship. It's just really.
He has strings attached to however he helps. There's usually strings attached.
Oh, Mary Lynn, so many times he's helped you. You just have to. You can't forget how many times he has helped her, and it's gone so badly. I mean, I need to be careful saying this, but it's true. You know, it's just gone so badly so many times. Such a such a complicated situation. I just feel really bad about it all.
Well, there isn't any solution except for her to, I don't know what exactly is wrong with her, but she's got lots of problems.
She has a lot of trauma.
Yep. She does. She really does. She really, really does.
A lot of trauma.
She really does.
When she was here, she had a place that she was going for some treatment, and she asked me to take her there, to give her rides, and so I did 2 times to I don't know what that doctor was up to. I can't remember. That some treatment for depression, I think.
That's a little beyond depression.
I know that some people work their way out of those things with getting the right help and stuff, but she's just gone round and round in circles. So.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is. Well,
I think actually I'm going to wrap up this call. I guess I could just leave it running.
But I'd just like to tell you guys we have a new grandbaby. Carl had a baby, and
oh, that's wonderful! I'm
so twins. The end of March, 1st of April.
Who is
Sterling and his wife Lauren.
They're having twins when?
End of March, 1st of April.
Well, how exciting is that? Are they having boys, girls, or all the above?
2 boys.
2 boys. Wow,
well, that is exciting. Twins are really fun. John's got a twin boys. That they have bright red hair, and Austin doesn't want his boys to have red hair, but I don't know what he's going to do about it.
We're gonna have one more grandbaby. We get one more grandbaby. Anybody want to guess who's having a baby?
Let's see, who would it be?
Huh?
Well,
is it Kevin's wife?
No, it's not.
Robert.
No. Huh?
Alicia?
Jessica.
It's Jessica.
Jessica.
We had a 1 in 4 chance every time we guessed. But...
I know. Keep going. You'll get it eventually. Yeah, she's gonna, no, she planned this. This is not a surprise baby. They want this baby.
How long since they've had a baby?
Landon turned 3.
Okay, so it's not.
That's not bad then. That's not.
Yeah. Okay.
But I really thought she was never going to do this again, so it was really quite surprising that they decided to have one more.
Okay.
Well, good.
Cool.
Congratulations.
How's Alicia?
How is Alicia? She lives in Smithfield now. She's good. We went and saw her this weekend for her littlest one's 2nd birthday. She's good. She's good.
Oh, good. It sounded like she liked Las Vegas better than she did Cache Valley.
She was having a hard time in Cache Valley for a minute. It was pretty rough on her. And maybe she still is, but it's okay. It's good. I think she's kind of settling in. We went to their ward today, and it was really nice. Good people. It's a huge ward, of course.
Yeah, and that you get lost in a huge ward. They combined 2 wards here, and now we're in a huge ward, and it's like I don't know anybody.
It was interesting, though. Of course, Alicia and her voice brings her into wards very quickly because she can sing the way she can sing, and she's already staying in that ward. They've already realized that she's got a lot of depth and musical talent, and so she wasn't. I could tell a lot of people knew who she was. It wasn't like she's been asked to teach a Relief Society evening lesson about, because she specializes. She got a certification in specializing in pelvic floor rehabilitation. So she does training on pelvic floor rehab for pregnancy, postpartum, and for those who have struggled for many years with pelvic floor problems. Anyway. They asked her to come and speak on women's health and why it's so important for women to be strong and how they can take better care of themselves. So they've already tapped into her. She's fine.
Good. That's great. Well, I hope things work out for Kevin, and
it's going to be a long haul.
It'll turns out to be a better thing for him in the long run.
That's what I say. You know, he tried so hard to get into grad school. Tried and he tried and he tried it, and he couldn't get into grad school. But things worked out. And now he's in this situation, and he just knows so many people now. And he was so well respected and liked in his field. So he's meeting with a bunch of people tomorrow night, and there's a lot of people that are already sending him ways to get another job. I mean, he's just got
that's good.
Yeah, he's just got such a depth of people that are very powerful people that really like him.
Okay, awesome.
Great.
Okay,
Great.
well, I'm going to hang up.
Thanks, Arden.
Love you
Thank
all.
you all for getting on. I have recorded this, and I can upload it to our YouTube if people want me to upload it or not. I don't know. It's just a family conversation.
Well, thank you, Artie.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Love you
All
all.
right, see
Bye,
ya.
bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Where's my leave?